Hi everyone, welcome to this Valuecase release. With this release, we let the genie out of the bottle. Finally, Claude, ChatGPT, and any other AI tool that can use our MCP can edit, delete, create Valuecase content directly from the chat. And this unlocks a bunch of new use cases, a bunch of very cool things you can do, and I will show you those today. We have a couple more features and I will go through a few of those in the video, and everything else you will find, as always, in the changelog, in the release newsletter, on the website, and all the familiar places. Now, let's dive right in and start with the MCP. I start in Claude, but this also works in many other AI tools, for example, ChatGPT. This Claude is already connected to Valuecase. If you're not connected, go to valuecase/MCP. You will find that here and follow the instructions. As soon as you're connected, you can start with a prompt. So I just uploaded a few documents for an imaginary onboarding process, and I asked Claude to create a Valuecase template for it. I would just fire this off. It's a very basic prompt, and the presentation and also the PDF plan here is very, very basic. I just exported a spreadsheet. Let's let it rip, and I would just speed this up and see you in a second. Okay, according to Claude, we are ready. So let's see what it did here. It started creating the template, then built the welcome page, the implementation plan, and also included some assets. So now we can check Valuecase, and I will just switch the tab, refresh my screen, and go into the template. And you can see here that it's fully created. This wasn't possible before. Before you could only create spaces, you could maybe adjust some due dates, some assignees. Now you have full editing capabilities. And what is also quite cool and new here is that it can use the asset library. So you can just put all your documents, your things in the asset library, give it a good title, a good description, and the AI will be able to use it. And let's just check. So it has the next step. It has a before we start with a form. Then we have the plan, data security, go live support. It's quite wordy, so I might want to do some adjustments here, and I could now go into our AI assistant to do that, or I could actually just go back to Claude and ask it to do some changes. It will be able to do that. And by the way, you can also do that with the Chrome extension from Claude, so you can have it basically side by side. And now let's quickly check just what I gave as context so you can have a quick look. And this was the onboarding plan. So we had pre-onboarding and a couple of milestones. And then when we compare this with the onboarding plan that it created, you see pre-onboarding, system configuration, so on is all there. And the presentation was very simple as well. Just a quick kickoff presentation, so to say. And it put in the contact information. It put in what we need from you upfront for the form. And this is what the AI took and basically built into its template. Let me show you one additional use case for the MCP. I have another template prepared here, this time for a sales room. And this template is very bland. It just has a few placeholder blocks. So I really just put in no information whatsoever. And to see now how tailored Claude can work through the MCP, I put in a prompt into Claude to, based on my meeting transcript that I pasted, create a space from this template for Paloa. And the cool thing about this is Claude can follow the structure. So it sees the template, it knows what is in there. And instead of inventing something completely new, it would just follow the structure, but fill out all the placeholder content. And I will just let it work here for a second and then show you what I came up with. Okay, it's done. I will just head back to Valuecase, go to my spaces, and then show you this new Paloa space. Now, as you can see, the full thing is filled. I have the progress block in here. I have my contact. I have how we help. And all of that is filled based on the context from the transcript. And it even put in some materials in here based on the asset library and so on. I could now go back, prompt it to include a welcome video or so, and make this more tailored. Now, this is a very extreme use case. You probably won't operate it this way, and that's also fine. You will still have your pre-built content, then maybe mix in some flexible blocks here and there. But this shows you how far you can take it. So we are very excited to see what use cases you come up with. There are a lot of use cases on our website as well, if you want to take a look at the use case gallery under resources. And hopefully this gives you some inspiration already. Now let's move to the next feature, which is a new complete a block feature. So I'm in a space here that I set up before recording the video. And what you see here is a setup that we see from time to time. Instead of putting, for example, educational videos or materials into the action plan tasks, many users want them in other places in the space. So for example, here in the second step, I have share your space with your customer, and I can click on it. This will lead to this video. And here you already see the new feature, which is this button. Now I can just mark the block as completed here. It will show green, and I can go to the action plan, and then you will see that it is connected. It marks the task as done. And this enables you to build very cool LMS-like flows in Valuecase. And I will just quickly show you how you set that up. So let me go to getting started, the welcome video, then to the settings. And this works with all our content blocks, so the accordion and so on, have the same features. And I can just go here under connect block to task and then select the action plan. It's the first milestone, and then I want to have it for the welcome video. We ask you here if you want to have the go to block button as well on the task, and usually I would recommend just keeping this checked. Now let me jump back. You can already see the button is here. Jumping back to the plan, I have the button here too, and now everything is connected. I can also complete the task from here, and if we jump back, you see that it shows completed now here as well. So it's really two-way. And then let me just finish the final one. And this, of course, also works with our automations. So in this case, what happens is new pages are unlocked. I could show a pop-up and so on, and then go on in my onboarding journey. And on the first page, also the next milestone is unlocked with these new buttons here. Now, this is the complete block feature, and hopefully this is helpful if you want to build just a more dynamic customer experience in your space. That's it for the video today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you play with these new MCP updates. Just remember to reconnect to it to get all the new tools if you're already connected. Also, in the newsletter, you will learn about a couple more quality of life improvements and our new out of office mode that shows a banner to your customer. We also do have new multi-upload features for files and so on, and should help you using Valuecase in a more efficient way. We have a couple of very cool, interesting releases lined up, so keep an eye out for our next releases. And then I see you soon. Let us know if you have any feedback. Bye-bye.